Welcome to the next part of my advanced full bullet character matchup guide. Today's video will feature Toga. Now Toga is a very interesting character in the sense that assuming the Toga knows everything and knows how to play your character just as well as you, the Toga will have a guaranteed better matchup here. Because Toga can play as you while also having her own abilities, immediately giving her the heads up in this matchup. However, it's important to note that most Togas likely will not understand full bullet, especially not to the degree that you may understand full bullet if you're trying to main the character. So dealing with a Toga that understands how to do these combos and stuff like the little techs that I've showcased you in previous videos is really rare. In fact, I don't think it's ever happened to me once, but that's not to say that it won't happen, so be warned. Toga's alpha is a rapid poke with really good range. Most Togas on console tend to not have the greatest accuracy with it, but on PC I can see this being a bigger issue. But either way, Toga can easily alpha spam you while you are in your gammas to try and like punish you. Obviously they have to have good aim for this to work, but the alpha really can hurt. It can pack on some crazy damage. And Toga can use this to punish a missed beta too, for example, like that. So Toga can punish you decently hard. She also has her beta, which you can beat out with your own beta and your own gamma, though they require good timing. If you click the button too late, you would simply get hit out of the move, as showcased there. It's much easier to either trade with her or to beat out her move from when you start a distance away. If you are within the range of her initial slashes, you will find it much harder to be able to consistently dodge her attacks. That doesn't mean it is impossible though. It's all about prediction against Toga. If you think Toga is going to go in with a beta, predict it beforehand and use a jump beta of your own, or simply, depending on whether she's trying to run sideways or whatnot, do a grounded beta. And sometimes you want to do an alpha. But predict her. If you see a Toga relying too much on beta, don't let her get away with it. Do a jump back alpha in order to punish her for going for it. Do a jump beta in order to prevent her from reaching you. Even do gamma if you are out of beta charges. You can easily punish this character heavily. And you can even land like combos on her too in order to punish her for this move. Though the combos can be quite difficult to time, as they require you to not get hit, and they also require you to be really close to her for the combos to land properly. I will attempt to showcase it now. Messed up the timing, but it's basically just that. The next move I would like to mention for Toga is her gamma. Now her gamma has crazy tracking and does a large amount of damage. It does 120 damage at level 9. Good Togas will tend to throw this out on nearly every opportunity, sometimes even picking up a source of blood and immediately dropping it just to get the cooldown back. I will showcase how that works now. Sometimes Toga will pick up a blood and then not keep it in order to be able to gamma again. Whether she does this with your blood, it can be kind of hard to tell consistently. It really just depends. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Some Togas will even throw in betas upward, and then they'll transform, use your mobility option. This is what you call gamma cycle. This can be very threatening for full bullet to deal with, and dealing with this matchup, the only thing you could really do whenever she's doing gamma cycle is simply don't let her land the gammas by either timing the roll properly or simply getting behind cover. This cover, for once, can actually be your wall, as your gamma does actually block this attack. So keep that in mind. You actually can block her gamma if you see one that is spamming it. However, it obviously won't be too effective if the toga is doing it from above you. So keep that in mind as well. Another thing I would like to mention is that toga has certain combos that she can only do with, like, that she can do with your blood. She has a few different ones. Namely, the only one I've found is beta into beta. It requires you to be very close but not land the heal. And then you can transfer that. You can land the heal and do that too, but if you want more damage, you wouldn't want to land the heal there. You would only want to. Maybe that is true. I don't know. I haven't tested too many of these combos. But toga can do like combos like this against you. It can be very difficult to deal with sometimes. And toga also she can do something that is very good for her. She can go up into the air with gamma, and she can come down with her beta and negate the ending lag for a combo. Now, I don't know why the rest of those hits didn't connect there, but either way, simply being able to get this huge payoff without the downside is crazy. And she can do hefty amounts of damage off of that too. Toga really likes having full blood in a lot of scenarios, as it allows her to have a huge amount of AoE damage and a great single target damage. As if she combines Full Bullet's great combo game with her own combos, it can be quite dangerous for you to deal with. Yeah. Alright. As for the matchup, I definitely think the matchup changes heavily depending on what kind of toga that you're fighting. A lot of togas, for some reason, go and use like nearly exclusively beta. And these types of togas are fairly predictable and can be punished very easily with Full Bullet. In fact, I would say Full Bullet is among the better end of the characters for dealing with these predictable togas. However, if you run into Gamma Cycle, or a different type of toga, perhaps one that uses a more varied moveset and makes use of alpha and gamma, then this matchup suddenly gets a lot harder for you to deal with, as she will be able to provide, she will be able to output consistent pressure at range, and you can also have some decent pressure at range, but not near to the same extent that toga gets, as toga can throw out gammas and alphas very quickly and do hefty amounts of damage while still not really leaving herself vulnerable. I would say for the matchup overall, assuming we're talking about high-ranking players, then the matchup is probably about a 60-40 in toga's favor. However, I would say that this is the case for nearly every character in the game, due to how toga's works. It is almost always a positive matchup for toga, except for a very select few amount of characters, such as Abara, to name one. Alright, thank you for watching the toga matchup guide. I will be continuing this series hopefully over the next few days, and I have another series in mind, but I don't wish to spoil it just yet, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. Subscribe for more.